my name is Juliana.
I'm Serena.
And I'm Christina, and we are
Team Unconventional Windings. So here we have our DC motor, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the hardware part of it first. So on the bottom we have the base, and this is a red 3D printed part that's kind of in a plus sign. From this base, we mount different 3D printed parts that are able to hold other components of our DC motor. So these two parts here hold on to the brushes, which we're going to go into a little bit of more detail later. And then these two parts here are meant to hold the magnets. And these parts are adjustable by adjusting these bolts so that we can move the magnets in closer and further away from the main part of our motor to adjust the magnetic field that the motor's feeling. We also have mounted inside of the base a ball bearing. This is a bearing that's usually used in skateboards. Unfortunately, the one that we use is a little bit wobbly, but for the most part it runs smoothly. Up through this ball bearing, we have a 3D printed shaft that's made out of this red material here. And this goes through the main 3D printed part of our motor, which houses the 6 bolts that we used as the ferrous cores.
For the windings, we use a 26 gauge enamel wire, and we wound it around the steel bolts. So they act as electromagnetic. And we have a 30 degrees offset between the magnets field and the electromagnetic field, so we can take the most power of it. And for the commutator, we use it copper tape.
So for the brushes, we are using copper tape and rubber bands currently, mounted on the 3D printed part that Serena talked about earlier. Initially, when we started this project, we were using paper clips coming from the 3D printed part, but we found that that was not giving us good contact, and that it did not have a good spring constant. So that's why we transitioned to using copper tape and rubber bands. We found that during testing that a specific angle allows for faster speed, so that is why they are angled at a specific way. The rubber bands are at a specific angle to give us contact with the commutator pad.